He's a Latino.
All right, so this is my prescription for syphilis.
Are you serious?
I was diagnosed last week with syphilis.
Last week.
Last week. I got a test at the STD clinic, and they gave me a diagnosis. So now I'm taking 28 days of medication in order to cure myself of an STD. So I'm an example of why it's important to get STD tested. When we talk about STDs, we're talking about sexually transmitted diseases. The Florida Department of Health lists these three as the top three in Hillsborough County. Syphilis is the one that I have. The other ones include herpes, hepatitis, HIV, HPV, bacterial vaginosis. Now, each of these can have symptoms, okay? Sometimes the symptoms are mild, such as a bump on the skin that can resemble an ingrown hair, or just a rash that doesn't itch. Sometimes it can be more noticeable, like you can have a burning sensation when you pee, or you can have a discharge from the vagina or from the penis. Sometimes you have blisters on the skin. Sometimes there are no symptoms. I didn't have any symptoms. So that's why it's important to get tested, because you never know. But before I get to testing, I want to talk about some ways to prevent these. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention offers you some methods to prevent contracting STDs. I've got 4 of them up here on the board for you. One is to get vaccinated. The vaccinations they have for different STDs, like hepatitis, you get a vaccination, you come in contact with it, it's supposed to protect you. Another way is to limit your sexual partners. The more partners that you have, the more risks that you inherit. And also if you have anonymous partners. You want to limit your partners and it lowers your risk. You want to use condoms. That creates a barrier anytime that you have sexual intercourse. It doesn't protect you from everything, but it protects you from a lot of things. And then lastly is to get regularly tested. And that's what I want to segue into next. Okay? So the CDC recommends testing on their webpage, and I put it up here for you very simple, okay, because they kind of make it complex on their webpage, but very simply, every one of you in here needs to get tested for HIV at least once. If you've never been tested, you need to go get it done. Every 12 months, you want to get tested for gonorrhea, chlamydia, and syphilis. And then at the bottom, I put 3 to 6 months, and that's because if you are more sexually active, let's say you have a lot of partners or anonymous partners, then you want to get tested more frequently. So 3 to 6 months is recommended. And I recommend if you're going to get tested, to go ahead and get the HIV test as well. If you're going to go like every 6 months, it's like a 15-minute rapid test, and they can get it done right there. I want to show you something here on the CDC webpage. So this is the CDC webpage, sexually transmitted diseases link, and then I clicked on the prevention part, which is up here, screening recommendations, and this talks about what I just showed you when you want to get tested. But at the bottom, you can type in your zip code, and this is so you can find an STD testing site near you. So I'm just going to type in Ybor City real fast, just as an example. And when this populates, you're going to see a map, and it'll show you all the places that are nearby, and it's going to show you the names of the clinics, their information, the kind of services that they provide.
Ooh.
Okay, so right here is the map of all the clinics. Like I said, it offers information here. The tests are listed on the side, the services that they offer. Most of the times, HIV tests are almost always free. STD tests, they usually will offer at a lower price. Sometimes they do them for free. And the important thing is, I want to note that almost all these clinics have condoms available for you for free. So anybody who's going out buying condoms, I don't know why you're doing it, you can go get them for free. Just go to these clinics, or one of these clinics, and you can get them for free, not that you can pay for them. The last thing I want to go over is basically, I just informed you guys of STDs, okay, some different types. I wasn't aware that I had one. So it's important to go get tested. That way you can find out if you have an STD or not, because you may not even know. I gave you some ways to prevent getting an STD. I showed you a resource that you can use to look up testing centers and how to go get tested. So I urge each of you, go get tested and always know your status.